We welcome back to Austin City Limits Radio, Nathaniel Rateliff. Saturday night, you will see him on Saturday Night Live, and the album that came out just pre-pandemic is called And It's Still All Right. So the album comes out a month before the pandemic. You get in a few shows, everything stops. There's a year of waiting, and now, while nothing's at all back to normal, you get this opportunity. I imagine you're super grateful for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, we're more than stoked. I don't really know how to describe how everybody's feeling. I'm sure a little bit nervous because we're doing a brand new song we've never really played that much, and now going to be our first, performance on SNL. So there's a little pressure behind that, but we're really excited.
Are you generally a stage fright guy?
No, not really. I love the album the band put out, Stage Fright, but usually don't have too many issues. So,
do you anticipate this one feeling different?
I'm just going to try to approach it the same way we have in the past with other TV and other performances that were a little, that could have been nerve-wracking. It's just kind of, you just go in there and play to the room and try not to think about all the cameras, try not to think about how many people are watching. Just kind of play to your environment. So,
I mean, we've talked a lot over the years about your self-doubt and at one point heavy drinking. What did the pandemic, how did you get yourself through the pandemic?
Well, there was a little bit of drinking in there at one point, but I kind of just take the time to be slow, and it was nice to actually be home for the first time in 5 or 6 years, or longer. So I just did a lot of stuff around the house and got a lot of projects done and tried not to drink too much.
I mean, the answer to that generally breaks down to either I'm really happy to be home and get to spend time with people I don't get to spend time with, or I never knew how much of my life was built around audiences and I miss it so much more than I thought. And then there's some folks that have both those feelings at the same time.
I mean, I have that feeling as well. It's been nice to be home, but I miss traveling. I think sometimes it's easy to complain about being on a road for over 170 days a year, but I really enjoy it, I guess. So it's what it turns out. Maybe I just split the difference and only do 150 days on the road a year. But.
We're with Nathaniel Rateliff on Austin City Limits Radio. Saturday night, you'll be able to see him on Saturday Night Live. I was thinking back among your Austin highlights over the years. Am I right that the Harvey Can't Mess with Texas show, where Bonnie Raitt and Ryan Bingham sit in your set, is that the peak Austin appearance for you?
That was pretty fun. There was some pretty fun moments with McConaughey backstage and Bingham, and just kind of getting to know that whole. We were kind of new to the whole Willie Nelson and family kind of camp, and we got to spend a lot of time with them and become really close friends with all of them. But it was kind of an introduction to a lot of that, kind of being around and seeing everybody more. So that is definitely one of the highlights. So,
I mean, as people may have known at one point, but probably forgot because this run of success has lasted as long as it has. For a while, you were not a successful guy who was making records nobody listened to. When you're with a McConaughey and Willie Nelson and appearing on Saturday Night Live or working with a Justin Timberlake, how much are you reminded of the days where none of that even seemed remotely possible?
I guess I think sometimes other people remind me more about where I'm at than I kind of look at. I still I still kind of question. I was like, man, I hope I'm doing okay. I hope I'm making it, you know. And I think I'm doing all right now, I guess. But I still try to be grateful. But you know, all those people, I guess, um, they've just become like, you know, they're just people. And so it's kind of interesting to not see them as celebrity, but just kind of have an interaction with them on a different level. And so I guess that's pretty strange to think of outside of myself that I'm in that situation now. So,
With
but
Nathaniel Rateliff, you'll see him Saturday night on Saturday Night Live. The Super Bowl, there was the Springsteen ad about the middle, and this song that you're going to play on Saturday Night Live speaks to some of those same issues: redemption, coming together, finding common ground and understanding.
yeah,
That's almost got to be the conversation right now.
I would hope that is the conversation right now. You know, I think there's a lot of people that, you know, referencing the film, you know, you can see Palmer's character is just kind of this guy who's kind of down on his luck and he's just trying to do good. But, you know, I feel like that's a lot of people who continue to try to do good but can't ever really get a break. And I don't know if a lot of those people's voices are heard, you know, and I think that's why there is a lot of people that feel disenfranchised or feel like they don't have a party that speaks for them, or you know, just don't generally have opportunity. Um, and so, you know, I hope it's a conversation that we start to have about how do we create opportunity for people, and you know, and how do we become more understanding. You know,
Well, a lot of folks are going to hear this song Saturday night. So he's Nathaniel Rateliff. Saturday night, you'll be able to see him on Saturday Night Live. And let's do it now. Thank you. This is redemption.